So now I thought what we could do is have a look at sketching certain functions. We might have a look at this relatively benign looking character to begin with. And the reason that I've chosen this one is because the denominator and the numerator look pretty closely related. So there's this thing that we do in maths where we do nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract a 1 and also add a 1. So you might say, well, you've done nothing there, and I would agree with you. But now let's break up the numerator. So on one hand we have, well, I might factor out this -1. So we have 1 minus x squared over 1 minus x squared plus 1 over 1 minus x squared. So this thing here is -1 plus 1 divided by 1 minus x squared. Now this denominator over here is actually a perfect square. So it might help us if we break it up like this. Okay, so now we're in a position to analyze this thing. So what do we notice about it? Well, we notice that it's not defined at x equals -1 and x equals +1. So that we have these lines here where the function is not defined and will therefore never ever cross these lines. Okay, cool. So now let's imagine if we pick a point, say in this little region over here, that's strictly greater than 1. Well, if we do that, then the square of that number will be strictly greater than 1, and so this whole term will be negative. Okay, so normally it'll look like this, but be careful because we've shifted it down by -1. So what I could do is maybe put -1 here, do a little crosshair. So our graph will look like this. Well, at least in that region. Now, because the square of a positive number is equal to the square of its, well, negative number, we also have, by symmetry, the same kind of behavior down here. Now, what about in the middle? Well, in the middle, we're going to have something that's, well, let's have a look. Let's see what it looks like at the point 0. Well, at the point 0, we have -1 plus 1, so we've got this point here. For any numbers outside of that, then this thing here is going to be positive. And in fact, as x, say, approaches plus or minus 1 from this inner region, well, that 1 divided by 1 minus x squared is going to explode and get very, very big. So in this region, we have something that kind of looks like this. Okay, so that's how you draw this guy in this region.